Here's everything I read in August. Bunny by Mona Awad. Read this in the lead up to the sequel coming out. I didn't like this one, just too weird for me. I really only give this like 2.5 stars. The Lamb by Lucy Rose. This is a folk horror story about cannibalism and female loneliness. I absolutely loved this book. It was so raw and just incredibly written, and I literally cried at the end of this book. I loved it so much. I give it a 5-star. Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I really loved the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. If you know me, that's a shock because I don't read anything like that. So I was told to pick up Caraval because it's set in the same world. In Caraval, it's like this game that you get invited to, a magical island, and it's like a riddle to solve. Now, I feel like I've read this, but as a horror version. Something Wicked This Way Comes really comes to my mind when I was reading this. I was really hoping that this one would go darker. There was elements, and I know that this wasn't written to be a horror story, but I think that Caraval could have been a horror story. I did enjoy it. It was a fun time. I love carnivals. I love spooky, magical worlds. So I really enjoyed this one, and I give it about a 3.5 star. Next, I read Murder Road. I unfortunately did not connect with this book. It was supposed to be set in the 90s, but there was literally no mention of the 90s. There was no way that you could tell that this was set in the 90s. I give it 2 stars. Next we have Bury Your Gaze. I've been wanting to read this book for so long. Everybody rants and raves about it. It was incredible. Loved it. The audiobook to go along with it was immaculate. I highly recommend picking up the audiobook. It was so fun. It was entertaining, and yeah, it's an interesting take on the world of Hollywood. I give this 4.5 stars. Then we have Bone Diver by Angie Spoto. I really enjoyed reading this one. This is a gothic folk story that is centered around the Scottish myth of the Selkie, which is a shape-shifting creature. It was beautifully written. I loved the folk feel to the story, as well as the gothic nature and of course the supernatural creature of the Selkie. I give this one 4.5 stars. Then we have Eat the Ones You Love by Sarah Maria Griffin. It's an interesting way to write. It is weird. Weird Girl. It's set in Dublin in a abandoned-ish mall, and it's told through the plant. Absolutely incredible. The audiobook was great as well. I give this one 4.5 stars as well. And the last book is Barrowbeck by Andrew Michael Hurley, and it's set across thousands of years. So we start way back when this town was first settled. We go all the way up to like 2040, I think, in the way future.